we'll be discussing what is an agentic behavior, why do we need multiple agents, and use cases of multiple agent workflows. And then we're going to discuss how to build multi-agent workflows. And at the end of this theory session, we're going to do the hands-on exercise where we'll create a supervisor of multiple agent, and then it's going to route it to the relevant agent and then get the response from it. So I remember from the last year on the same month, I was teaching how to build chatbots like ChatGPT that can generate responses based on the text or based on the question you are giving. But now, as this LLM ecosystem has been developed and it has widened its use cases, now we are at this platform where we have to create an agentic behavior. So a food for thought for you is consider you're planning your travel or you're planning a travel to another country. So consider an agent that can actually book your hotels, book your calendar meetings, send out the invites, and then also set up your restaurants meetup as well. So an agent that can have multiple scenarios catered out for you, just like you have your personal assistant or you have a legal assistant or you have an advisor that can actually work your way through legal issues. So that's how an agentic behavior looks like in a concept of LLM based applications. It actually has this idea of acting autonomously and making decisions on their own and performing tasks with minimal human intervention. So, as I mentioned before, you can think of hundreds of such tasks that you can automate with an agentic behavior. And that's the beauty of AI, that you can actually avail all of these with just one click and one fire of the supervisor, and it's gonna do the reasoning for you, and it's gonna do the decision making for you all at once. So in this theoretical part, we'll be discussing what are some of the use cases of multi-agent workflows, how we can have a router agent, how we can have a supervisor agent that can have multiple hands of different agents and then iterate it as the need occurs. So let's move forward over why do we need multiple agents? So consider you are leading a team of 12 different people. One is from the marketing team, one is from the sales team, one person is from the uh, HR or legal team. So these different domains can only be worked efficiently when you have different owners of this domain. So in order to understand a multi-agent scenario, you must think of it like you are working with an organization that have all of these different domains, and then you will be picking one point of contact from all of this domain, and that point of contact will do all of the chores related to that domain. So if I draw something really quick on this slide deck, so it would look like something this, like you have an organization, a CEO over here, and it has all of these different domains. You have a sales team, you have an HR team, you have a marketing team, and then you have a legal team. So a multi-agent workflow can actually help the CEO as a personal assistant, whether he wants to ask what was the sales revenue. So if the question was what was the sales revenue, this personal assistant agent would actually route this query towards the sales agent. And if this CEO asks if they are going through a set of HR policies, or if the CEO wants to ask about some HR policies, he can just this personal assistant can just route the query towards the HR agent. So consider all of these different agents as separate logical units, and then this personal assistant would actually route your specific query towards the domain you're asking the question from. And that's how just one supervisor can actually skyrocket your efficiency and productivity, and each agents get to focus on their area, their expertise, which actually helps in minimizing the bottlenecks and maximizing the output. So this is the new era of AI and LLMs that people are moving forward towards, and this is how this superficial intelligence and the AI would actually rule the world with multi-agent scenarios. And then they will have multiple skill sets that they can actually acquire as they are learning their way forward towards that. So here is an example of what I have previously discussed. Let's take an example if you just have a single agent system where it is just used for writing the content for you. So now most of the people critique about how do we know that the responses AI is generating is good enough, or maybe they are not hallucinating. So then we can also have an agent that actually judges the responses output. So I have been in a conversation with a number of people. Uh, as I meet them, they always ask, how do I rely on the responses from AI? How can I be assured that this response is 100% true? So in order to answer to those questions, let's say we have a critic agent as well. We can have an LLM. There's a concept of having LLM as a judge. So whatever the response we will get from this agent, let's say I have this agent one. So I ask him to write the content for me. And on the other hand, I can also, once I get the response from this agent, I can still pass this response to a critic agent or the judge or the panelist that is going to actually rate my response, whether it is 4 out of 5, whether it is 3 out of 5. And based on that rating, I'm going to pass this to another agent to to incorporate the feedback. So I'm going to collect the feedback from this judge or critic agent. So I'm going to, so it will look like a closed loop where you are iterating over the feedback. And once you have the accuracy of 95% or 98%, then you would call it that this response has been iterated over and over again. We have incorporated the feedback from the judge or the critic agent. And that's how you actually progress in this era, where you actually try to reduce the hallucination of these agents. So that's why we really need a multi-agent scenarios where we set up those agents so that it can put our evaluation, it can put our guardrails to a certain extent where we don't have to be on the back foot that whether this agent would be a good fit for the response or would be a good fit in healthcare or not.